All right, so, hello everybody, how y'all doing today?
All is well, thank you.
All right. Today is, Monday, December 8th. You got it. December 8th.
That's not the agenda. The agenda's in the front. Oh, it's the agenda notice.
Yeah,
It's behind there.
okay. All right, I'm gonna say, all right. All right, today is Monday, December 8th, and this is 3 o'clock p.m. This is our regular workshop meeting, so we will go ahead and get started. We do have a quorum here. Everybody's present. And so we're gonna go ahead and get started. We can turn it over to Madam Secretary.
All right.
How's everybody on the screen doing?
All I see is Sister J.
Can they hear me?
Chickadee. He said he was gonna take this.
Can, Mayor.
Okay.
We're all good, thank you.
All right, thank you, Aaron, for speaking for the group, that's what I'm talking. Okay. Okay,
Okay, we're going to move down to agenda item 5, regular agenda items.
okay,
And all items under here are up for discussion and consideration only. The first, 5A, to approve November 2025 municipal operations and consulting report, Mr. Roland Leal, MOC.
How
Roland?
you doing, everyone? I hope y'all can hear me.
yeah, and,
Okay, good, then I'll go ahead and start. We're looking at, the November of 25 billing period. We had 992 connections, 19 of those being vacant. And for our sewer, we had 1,929 connections, with 688 being freshwater one. That's gone up a little bit. Now we're looking at our water plant. Our well produced 7,495,000 gallons, and we billed out 7,480,000, which put us at 100% accountability, which is perfect. We had 99 water and sewer accounts that were, that these were delinquents, and then we had 59 sewer only accounts that are delinquent, and we still have one sewer plug. Our revenue total was $139 with $383.90. And then we're looking at your sewer plant. Your sewer plant is still doing very good, and it's operating at 33% permitted capacity, and it is in permit and in compliance. And we're looking at your, once again, your wastewater monthly sewer plant, how it was operating. Everything was good there. We are noticing that, once again, we're at 33% accountability, partially because we didn't have as much rain as we normally do, and the plant is now in its next phase of growth. So we're doing good there. We're looking at your DMR, your E. coli, once again, was good. We fell under compliance, so in compliance, so we're good there. For your, looking at your uncollectible accounts, we had no water and sewer accounts. We did have one sewer-only account that was a runner, and the total was $443.50 after deposit applied. And we had no sewer account run collectible. And that's all I have for y'all, unless y'all have a question.
no question from me. Council, does anybody have questions about this report?
No.
All right, thank you, Roland.
Thank you.
Agenda item 5B, rate order and proposed utility policy, Mayor Vita Williams.
Okay, so basically, the way we were looking at this, we have been talking about this for some time and how we're gonna handle delinquent accounts. And, the way, because sewer is, is a different rate than how water is charged, so Greg kind of sat down with Greg as well and, just kind of talked about how it might be best to look at when we turn services off. In terms of water and wastewater service, 1 month delinquent, MOC. Greg, why don't you, since you were, yeah.
Yeah, what I did is put together just kind of an incremental step-by-step procedure that MOC could use to help the city manage this. And so for water and sewer connections, if somebody has water and sewer, you know, after 1 month of being delinquent, they mail them a delinquent notice and just let them know that they're delinquent. And then if they don't pay their bill for 2 months in a row, then they send them a cutoff notice. So, you know, once again, they've gone 2 months and all they've got is 2 notices so far. And then if payment isn't received within 30 days from then, so now that's 3 months, then MOC will terminate their service. And for water and sewer, it's relatively easy to terminate it because they just have to go out to the valve and turn it off. And turning it back on again is relatively easy. They just turn the valve back on. But there's a penalty for doing that because MOC has to come out and do that. So it's a $350 penalty and any other costs that they incur on turning it off and turning on their water and sewer again. So I mean,
let me ask you something.
So that's 700?
What if they already paid a deposit? Because I see you say they got another deposit here. So would they have used that up prior with being delinquent?
Probably.
and
They took it out the bill that was
yeah,
there.
I mean, they'll use the deposit to try to pay for part of the bill.
Yeah, because I know some people have deposits, some people don't, you know, it depends on the
I
credit.
think most of the people have a deposit, and that's one of the things that we're working with MOC now on getting a list of all the deposits for all the different accounts. So we can account for that on a monthly basis. So far, MOC has that information, but they haven't passed it back on to the city of Arcola to make sure that we can audit that.
Greg, you say, what I see here is almost 4 months of trying to bring a account current.
It's three months.
Well, you got 3 months, then you got 30 days.
We've got
No,
2
no,
months.
like
2 months.
2 months, and then if they don't pay within 30 days, then they're turned off. So that's 3 months.
The first month, the first 30 days is a delinquent notice. The second 30 days
Is a
is a
cutoff.
cutoff notice. And the third 30 days, you cut out.
Okay, and doing those, so you're looking at 3 months.
Yeah. 3 months.
Yeah, this is.
And I guess it would depend on MOC, how long it would take MOC to go out there and make a cutoff.
That's correct.
And so that could linger.
But if they have this ordinance and showing how to do it, then they have all the information in their place, so they should know, go right out and cut out whatever that person is.
It's relatively easy to, like I said.
I think that's why we made the agreement, so they could follow it.
So,
That's what they were waiting on, for us to give them something to work with, and this is something to work with. So you know who's where, you know, if they know that. So it's their job to just go on out there, maybe 32 days, 33, whatever the number is, as soon as they can to go do it. But it's not gonna go, hopefully, 12 to 4 months.
And it's just to formalize the policy.
Right.
Because right now, they're just kind of hitting it and missing,
Trying to see.
you know, on what they're supposed to do. I wanted to make it very crystal clear, step by step, what they should do and how they should do it. And let not only MOC know, but also all the Arcola
customers.
citizens know, this is what our policy is. And this is the rules that you have to follow.
I think they've always known the policy, but it's a matter of not following it. When you see that this is on your bill and saying this is what's gonna happen, maybe they'll do better because it's in black and white.
Right.
You know, sometimes you tell a person, they, you know, I didn't understand, but you can understand what's written down.
Yeah, I think there was no certain policy, so that's why now MOC wants something in writing, so they can just follow that policy. And so I think that's what this is, this will do.
So that's for water and sewer service. Now, if you have, there's other accounts that have wastewater only, and those are a minority of the accounts. I think we have about 200 active sewer-only accounts. But the bill for a sewer-only account is like $20. So I don't want to go out and incur $1,000 expense
Put
for
that $20
a
on.
$20 disconnect. So I went a little more lenient on the sewer-only people. But once again, the policy is for 1 month delinquent, you get a notice. If you don't pay your bill after 2 months, you get a second notice. If you don't pay your bill the third month, you get a cutoff notice. And if within 30 days after the cutoff notice, you don't pay your bill, then we're instructing MOC to go out and terminate service. Now, how they terminate service is up to them. I mean, they can go out and dig up the line and put a cap on it, if that's the most simplest and the least expensive way of doing it. They can go and install an elder valve. You know, there's a number of different ways that you can cut off service. But once again, if a customer goes that far on a sewer-only account, and they have to go out and dig up their line and put a cap on it, and let's say it
That's a lot
costs
of money.
$1,000 for them to do that.
So are they gonna incur
give-
that expense?
Yes. So to restore their service, it's whatever it costs to disconnect their line and then reconnect their line. So whatever.
Can we
the
have
cost
like a
is.
color though? Like first notice like yellow, and then the second one like pink,
Red,
and then you'll know it's serious by the time you get that red one.
I don't know how MOC does it. You know, sometimes, you know, I think at one point, some people were not doing those colored notices because then everybody knows your business. But I don't know how MOC, Roland, you're on there. Can you tell us how y'all do that?
Yes, yeah, so for the, listening to you, on the sewer only account, if we are there, if we go out there, if they're shallow, we're only gonna cut behind the clean out, which is the district clean out, that's in the district, easement. We won't cut on their property, only on the easement. We will leave it up to the customer at that point to reconnect. Now, on our time to go do that, obviously that will probably be back charged to the customer instead of going to y'all, because that's what we're gonna put, so that time will be billed. Now, if it's too deep, so we can't, unfortunately, we would have to cost waterworks to place in a plug to do that. And that, once again, goes to the customer as well. So we will try to notify them prior to let them know whether they're gonna, our CSRs will let them know, hey, it's gonna be a costly expense if we have to go out there and do that. So we'll try to give as much information to the customer so they understand if they're willing to listen. And then on the water and sewer, once that day hits, that we're supposed to go out, it's gonna be sent out, and we're gonna cut off that day. And then once again, we'll be able to reconnect the same day. We give them that day to, reconnect. After that, it goes into, after that first day, it goes into, next day. So they pay, if we come off on a Monday, they have that Monday to have it recut on. Tuesday, it'll go into the next day. So it'll be Wednesday, even if they pay in the morning. And usually we find out, I'll try to get them cut on, but that, just so y'all know, that's the way it's set.
So-
But we try to help the customers when we can.
So Roland, if you call them, if you contact them on that day when you get ready to go out, and they say, okay, wait a minute, I'll go pay. You're not gonna go out, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, not on the same day, because we're gonna cut off before 12. We don't cut off after 12. We have to cut them off before 12 to give the customer an opportunity to pay. So we won't go out there 3 or 4 to cut them off and then say, hey, so we'll give them that opportunity, but we won't come back until they paid and our customer service representative calls us back out to go out there and do it.
Okay. All right.
But the following day after that, they'll go into the next day. So they go in at 8 o'clock, it can be the next day. Now, if we catch it, because they'll create a pass, and we'll go ahead and do it that same day. But if it's at 3 o'clock when they pay, we probably won't make it.
Right.
the next day.
Okay. So, yeah, you know, and I was remiss, let me say, because the rest of that should have been on here as well, and I didn't put it on here. We were looking at those who are illegally connected. There should be, when we find residents who are illegally connected to the system, we talked about a fee, maybe up to $1,500, because you know, when they're connecting to these systems, to our system illegally, it causes problems.
Yes.
And so we've had a couple, and so, I mean, we gotta think about, I mean, that's some serious stuff. So I know it might seem like it's a little steep, but you
How
just
long
can't
have
do
they
that.
been?
Yeah.
Right.
And everybody else, their opinion.
The other thing that I talked to Roland about is that, Roland, I don't know if you went back and looked at, the renters seem to leave without paying their last bill. So maybe at
So,
some point, maybe those deposits should be higher for renters than they are for owners. I don't know, it just depends on what this council and how this council ends up wanting to handle it.
yeah, that is something, I think we talked about that, because if you look, like what I just said, you have an account amount as a renter, and that amount was $463. So if they're paying a normal deposit fee of $150 or something, you know that they leave, they have up to those 2 months before we cut them off. If
Yeah.
they've incurred a water bill, and then they leave like that, and it's $463. You're gonna see that with your renters, so I notice it's becoming a trend with these, with most districts, that they're gonna raise the deposit for renters higher, because they gotta accumulate, and they gotta recuperate that money and that water loss that they have, just lost. For example, that customer, if they would have $500 deductible, it's going to cover at least 2 months, most of the time for most people, because people usually don't use out of their norm. So you know that you have that money to cover, because when they leave, they're not coming back. That's what we see, unless they move again in the district, and we'll catch them at that point. But that's the whole purpose for a higher deposit, to deter the people that like to do that.
Okay. All right, so David, since I left off the portions about the illegal tapping into the system and also the renters' deposits, the increases for the renters, what do I do? Do I have to add that later? Or, because my understanding is that you can add to, but you can't take away from?
Well, you can do both,
Okay.
but right now, we're just establishing a fourth, and it's applicable only to the ones y'all are talking about. We'll deal with those other ones down the road when you're ready.
Oh, we're ready, they just got left off this paper.
David, could somebody make a motion to add to the policy those 2 areas that they're talking about?
Absolutely. Right now, the agenda language is broad enough to capture that. If you want,
Okay.
if y'all are ready to, and would like to take action at tomorrow night's meeting, you can.
Okay,
Just
thank you.
effective January, just effective
And
January
Mayor,
2026.
Yes,
okay, and one more thing, I'm gonna bring up one more thing, so y'all can think about this, because we also talked about this. On these people that are doing illegal connects, I think I would think that y'all might wanna look at setting a fine for these people, so it's written down, so when they do it, and we do catch them, whether it's sewer or water, that fine is in place. I notice that's another thing that districts are doing, because we catch those, and they get away often without any kind of penalty, and the district is the one who's incurred the accountability of water loss, as well as the sewer, taking any capacity of sewer that wasn't, supposed to be taken in.
yeah, that's the $1,500 fee that I'm talking about, Roland.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, okay. Mhm. And this is something that council gets to, y'all, yea or nay, this is just what's been put forth and gotten from talking with Roland,
Yeah, but they need to be,
yeah.
Plus jail.
we have to pay them.
Okay. All right.
Non-agenda item 6, contracts and agreement, 6A, concerning current contract with texting technologies for, landline phone services, Chief Erica Carr.
Okay, so this is for the current phone service that we have. We've been having a lot of problems with them. We've had service where we didn't have service for days, or when a hurricane, when we get bad weather and the internet goes out, we don't have phone service. We've asked them for backup lines, and we haven't received those. I think we've had this service for right at 2 years, but it has become a problem. And I think Dr. Goldberg has some experiences as well.
Yes, my phone didn't work, and I had a tech come to my office for half a day, and I came back to work on that Monday, and it still wasn't working. And Councilmember Abar happened to be in my office when the provider called me, and he concluded that I had do not disturb on, and that was the problem. And
But we're not talking about user error, we're talking about real problem. We ain't talking about that kind of stuff.
So that was not the problem.
Oh, it wasn't, okay.
Oh, okay, clarify that.
Not the problem. So, it was eventually fixed, but the reasoning behind that didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Many of us put our phones in do not disturb when we're in meetings. I'm not the only one, but yet, my phone didn't work. So, we have had several meetings, and they're very nice people. But at this point, service is important, our calls are important, especially from our constituent, and we're just not getting the level of service. So I would propose that, David look at the agreement and see what he can do, to get us out of the agreement. It's a little different agreement, it's not a typical agreement that we would see. There's no, accountability for performance in that agreement. And so I'd like,
Can I jump in here real fast?
of course.
I talked to the mayor about this earlier. We're gonna huddle up and talk about this briefly in executive session tomorrow night,
Okay.
just so I can give y'all some options, and then they can come out, readdress that agenda item and take necessary action at that time. But I do wanna lay out some options, just would be appropriate to do that in open session.
Got it, okay. Thank you.
So what's the difference in the price for the one we have now that's having problems and the one we're wanting to get? Is there a substantial difference?
Yes, it's about a $200 difference. So with the one that we want to get, we'll be able to have better service. We'll also have backup internet. So if our internet goes down, we'll have backup internet. We'll also have backup lines, and we'll have call recording, which is important to have, which we don't have now. So that price is, I think we're paying about $950, almost $1,000 now.
Yeah.
And it will be less. The new will be less than that.
Okay, so this is a month-to-month plan?
The new service, no.
Yeah.
The new service is not. It's also a contract. I
Okay,
think
how
the
long?
last one,
One of, on here it says something about month-to-month.
I think it's just the price monthly.
Monthly cost.
I see the monthly price, but it says. I see month-to-month terms, I know I highlighted it, so it's on
What
there.
page, what page on this one?
Page
You
one,
say on the option, I know what she's talking about.
yeah.
It's on the options.
They have the backup? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So if you look at the backup,
yeah,
it goes to options. So on the back of the options, we wouldn't do this one. That would be the total price for everything. It's gonna be option 4. Which is this one. So you will receive all of this right here.
okay, so we're doing this for 3 whole years?
That's what we're in.
With the first one? How far are we in the first one?
2 years.
So we'll try to.
Why don't we just go on and
That's what you'll talk about.
pay them?
Options in
Yeah.
the executive session.
Yeah.
Keep trying
We're just trying to pay them for payout.
Well, that's what David is gonna talk about.
Okay.
But this would include all of this, and then this, so that's the total.
Okay. Thank you.
They're looking out, Ms. Jones.
They are not an accredited business, supposed to BBB, they got a C rating. And complaints, non-responsive on complaints.
Are you talking about the one we have, or?
I'm talking about aspirin.
Okay.
The new.
That's the
So-
same problem we have with the one we got.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe that's something that they do, I'm just saying.
All businesses don't present their good points. They're not gonna
Yeah.
ever say the bad things. I don't care what kind of business you're in. But it's up to you to do due diligence and find out what they're really about.
We went through several companies
Yeah.
to get a quote, so this wasn't one we settled with.
You don't have another same problem, keep what you got.
And the C rating.
Exactly.
You don't have the same-
Okay, well, those are good things to consider,
Yeah,
so we'll take all that.
Well, you said David's gonna have something for us tomorrow night.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Agenda item 16, to approve a contract with Airspring for landline phone services not to exceed $800 monthly, general fund. Erica Carbrani, police chief.
That's gonna have a hold on you until we get there.
All right, just wanted to read so I can get it. Okay, so now we're down to agenda item 7, ordinances and resolutions. 7A, an ordinance of the city council of the city of Arcola, Texas, establishing the compensation for the mayor and council members, authorizing the city administrator or designee to amend the city budget to account for any such compensation, repealing all conflicting ordinances, providing a severability clause, and providing an effective date. Council members Evelyn Jones and Rosemary Biggie.
Okay. We put this on the agenda because we had started this last year. And they put it on hold and they never got back to it, so I'm getting back to it. So, I don't see anything wrong with this. Is the price that we had agreed upon. So it's nothing outrageously different. We just want to be getting our first today, workshop, you get paid for the workshop, you get paid for the regular meeting. Any meetings after that, then I think we should also be compensated at a rate of $100. And we'd like to vote on it tomorrow and get it done. Any objections to that? I didn't think so.
Okay. Well, there you got it. Did you wanna add something to that, Ms. Biggie?
No, I agree with my partner.
As the duo, I'm the spokesperson, not the duo.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I know this was brought up last year when we first got in here, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Down to agenda item 8, discussion only items. 8A, City Hall electronic sign, council members Evelyn Jones and Rosemary Biggie.
Okay, I'll do that too. I am still trying to get the city's sign back. We paid a lot of money for that sign. And we want it back. We don't want a hassle of paying, extra lawyer fees and all that. But it's our sign. I want it back. Hopefully before this year is over. Because everybody knows, everybody that had dealings with this sign in the beginning, people know where the sign is.
Yeah.
So, and if people know where the sign is, we need to be told. Council needs to be told where the sign is. And then once council is told where the sign is, then we'll know how to proceed from there, how to get the sign back. And if there's no contract, no thing that's saying this, we're gonna hold your sign for X amount a month, or however way you're gonna make the agreement. If there's no contract, then we're not gonna be held like up for a ransom or something to get our own sign back. That way we can proceed, if we need to legal matters with our attorney to get our sign back at a very reasonable price. Everybody agreeing with that?
Yeah, because
Yeah, all
they
right.
came to pick it up. They knew who picked it up.
Oh, we can pick it up. We can hire somebody to pick it up. That's not,
No, she said when they
I'm
came.
saying when they came to
Oh, yeah.
take it up.
yeah.
Who took it with them?
Yeah, because they should have had to fill out paperwork to saying,
Yes. It's always
moving
a
this
paper
sign
trail.
from 13222 Highway 62, Jack
To such
Jones
and
Place.
such, yes.
But we don't have any paperwork showing that, so why don't we? That's how real business is done. You don't just haul out something to the sky
Not that much.
and nobody knows. Somebody had to sign a paper for you even to take the sign away. That's how real business is done. I don't know.
Well, previously, this guy had said that he had it.
Who?
And then he wanted his money. He came up here asking, because he had a bill, right? Bill saying that we owed him for the storage of the sign.
Okay, but is
So
there
then
a
who-
contract?
Who did he give it to, since he no longer has it?
Okay,
Okay, so there are things that need to be worked out.
Right.
There is no contract for storage. We never could find anything for that, so. We do have a contact person's name, I think, I don't know if y'all, I think y'all got that. Did y'all get that?
nobody ever gave it to me.
Okay, yeah, we do have a
'Cause
contact
I will
person's
call.
name, but, they said that they didn't know where the sign was.
They don't know who they
But-
released it to.
So
Yeah.
we just gotta follow
Yeah.
what we have, and then we can get the attorneys involved. in it,
Right, okay.
And maybe move forward on
Maybe just give us information and
that.
we'll contact us.
Yeah.
Okay.
8B, Arcola Community Estates, Mayor Vita B. Williams.
Yeah, this is a issue, I think probably A and B, David, as well as the telephone company, are gonna be things that we also discuss in, executive session as well, but, you know, I know that, with this Arcola Community Estates, I know that, some people, it's been put out that this was affordable housing and that the city, this administration is kind of against affordable housing. I fully support affordable housing and support development in our city. It's just that it has to be done according to regulations.
Right.
Everything has to be done according to reg. And so we've been trying to get that type of compliance, and so we will be meeting in executive session to see where we go from there with the legal. So,
Yeah.
so that's it.
All I have.
So you see those three items then that will be discussed in, David, in executive session.
Right.
Telephone company, electronic sign, our code community estate. And then we'll come, and if there's action to be taken after we leave executive session, then we will so do that at that time. Okay.
Councilor Jackson,
Does
any
anybody-
questions?
Yeah.
Do I know?
No, ma'am. Okay. Well, it is 3:32 PM and we are adjourned from our
That's a
workshop.
blessing.
Thank you.